Om Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate Samprapte Sannihite Kale Nahi Nahi Rakshati Trupam Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam. Sorry. Dear devotees, the meaning of this verse or stanza goes like this. O fooled ones, seek the Lord and remember Him. The mundane achievements or learning will not come to your rescue when the death approaches you. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, the Bhajagovindam or Moha Mudgara is the work attributed to Adi Shankaracharya, the greatest philosopher of the Advaita Vedanta, non-dualistic philosophy. He says how to end the delusion, how to end the wrong understanding is the main theme of this work. Now around 26 verses or stanzas we have finished. Now today we are going to discuss the 27th verse, which is often quoted and it is very practical idea has been given. Practical spiritual tips has been listed in this particular verse. That is the reason it is very dear to many spiritual aspirants and it is often quoted verse also. Even I do often quote this verse in many of my talks and it is also a dear to my heart also. What is that? Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram Dhyeyam Shripati Rupa Majasram Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam Deyam Dina Janaya Vittam. The Bhagavad Gita and the Vishnu Sahasranama are to be sung. Also, the form of the Supreme Self, the Lord, is to be meditated upon. The mind is to be led towards the company of the holy or good people. And the wealth, as possible, it should be shared or distributed to the needy. So basically, the author of this particular verse, he is enlisting 4 do's as a part of spiritual practice. Now, this is attributed to, this particular verse is attributed to Shankaracharya's disciple by name Sri Sumati. Now, if you remember my first talk, what is the historical background of this particular verse? Adi Shankaracharya, the monk and the saint and the philosopher, he was walking on the banks of the Ganges in Kashi city, which is the oldest city in the whole world. So while he was walking on the bank of the Ganges along with his disciples, probably after bathing, he had 14 disciples along with him in that journey. So he saw the old person who was by hearting, who was trying to memorize a Sanskrit grammar rule, Dukrang Karne, Dukrang Karne. So when he saw that, out of compassion, out of mercy, he composed this Bhajagovindam or Moha Mudgara, we all know that. So Adi Shankaracharya composed extempo at that place itself 12 verses. The first 12 verses are attributed to Adi Shankaracharya. When these 12 verses were heard by his disciples, who were 14 among with him, they also got inspired by his wisdom, spiritual wisdom. They also added to that spiritual wisdom by giving one shloka. So that's how 14 more shlokas was added to this Moha Mudgara or Bhajagovindam. This 27th verse is the last verse, which is attributed to Sumati, Sri Sumati, who gave this final verse, very important and very beautiful verse. Now, what is this 4 do's of spiritual life according to the author Sumati, Sri Sumati? He's saying that one has to study Bhagavad Gita, and one has to chant Vishnu Sahasrama to, one has to sing Vishnu Sahasrama and chant Bhagavad Gita, that is study. The second is one has to meditate on the Lord. Two. Third is seeking the holy company. Third and fourth is, as much as possible, help the mankind or serve the mankind. So these are the four do's or four spiritual practices has been enlisted by the author. Now, why this has been told? Now, if you see, God is everywhere. God is omniscient, is omnipresent and omnipotent. God is omnipresent. God is everywhere. Is God in this particular room? Yes. God is in my house? Yes. God is in particular so-and-so country? Yes. God is in forest? Yes. Where no one is there. It is completely free, like Arctic or Antarctica. So does God exist? Yes. So God exists everywhere, but we are unable to see. We are unable to experience. Now, whereas the saints were able to see and experience the God. When we go to temple, for us it is only image. But for the saints, they see the Lord there, or the God, or divine self, spiritual self, supreme self. Why they're able to experience and why we are not able to experience? Because of our wrong tendencies. Our mind is filled with the dirt, spiritual dirt. Spiritual dirt in the sense like delusion, unnecessary desires, greedy, jealousy, and so many unnecessary things has been filled in our mind, in the container, and it has become like a dustbin or a trash. So we are unable to see. Similar, just like a glass is covered with the dust, we are not, then no reflection is possible, or we will not be able to see our own face in the mirror because of the dirt. Similarly, the mind has been covered with so much varieties of dust, and we are able to experience the Lord. Now, what to do? Just if you clean the dust of the mirror, then our face reflection we can see in the mirror. Similarly, all of our sadhana is what? To clean the dirt of the container called mind. So to clean it, we may dust it, we may use soap, or we may use some solution, liquid to clean it. So similarly, spiritual practices, different types of spiritual practices are the solution given by the scriptures and science to clean our mind. It is a detoxification process, detoxic process. Or even other way we can say that I'm the self, Hamasmi Brahma. I'm that Brahman, but I'm sorry, I'm unable to experience. Though I am already that, I have forgotten and I am unable to experience. Why? Because of ignorance. So we have to remove the ignorance. We have to destroy the ignorance. For that, we need spiritual practice, and we need self-study, and we need scriptural study. So as a part of spiritual practices, these four do's have been given, prescription, like doctor's prescription. So like that, saints have prescribed the four do's from the particular verse. Now, by doing all these things, we are not going to achieve any new thing. We are losing something actually. What we are losing? We are losing ignorance. We are losing our mental dirt, or wrong cognition, wrong understanding, which is called in Advaita, in a Sanskrit, it is called adhyasa, superimposition. So to remove the unnecessary things, to remove the dirt and to remove the ignorance, we need to do spiritual practice. We need to hear all these things. Now, why should we study Bhagavad Gita? Only why he has told exclusively Bhagavad Gita? Because the Bhagavad Gita is the quintessence of the Upanishads, that is Vedanta. The Upanishads, some are easy, some are difficult. Especially for common people, it is very difficult to understand. So Krishna has given the essence of these Upanishads in the form of Bhagavad Gita, Song Celestial, in 700 verses. Now, nowadays, because we don't know Sanskrit, that itself is difficult for us, but still it is much easier. And it is a beautiful book, a practical spiritual guide. Whoever has studied Bhagavad Gita will be able to understand. And so practical solutions has been given just for our day-to-day life with regard to food, with regard to recreation, with regard to sleep, with regard to meditation, with regard to devotional meditation or Advaitic meditation, or with regarding to creation, or nature of world, nature of God, nature of oneself, and different types of personalities. All these things has been beautifully discussed in this Bhagavad Gita. So it is a practical spiritual guide, which is not too philosophical, but at the same time, it has given, in a nutshell, the Upanishads views has been given in this Bhagavad Gita. So by studying Bhagavad Gita, many of our wrong understandings will be cleared. Oh, I was thinking he is right, she was wrong. Now I came to know that he is wrong, she is right, or whatever said. I was thinking I was body, I'm a body and I'm a mind and I was suffering. By reading Bhagavad Gita, Nainam chindhanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, nachainam kledayantyapo, nashoshayati marutaha. I am the self. What is the nature of the self? Nainam chindanti shastrani. No weapon can destroy me. I as a self or consciousness, I cannot be destroyed by any weapon. Any advanced weapon may be. Either you can take sword or a mace or a AK-47 or any advanced weapons, even what do you say, drone conducted missiles. Nothing can, no instrument can destroy me. So I'm eternal. Nainam chindanti, nainam dahati pavaka. The water cannot wet. Any solution, any acid, any liquid cannot wet me. Then nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka. I mean, even the fire, it cannot burn me. Na kleda yantyapo, I cannot be wet. Nasho shaiti maruta, dry wind. So we are getting summer, we may get this weekend 2021. Some of us, we feel definitely difficult, or in India and other places, some places 40, 50. So definitely there is a heat waves. We feel that very difficult, but soul cannot be dried. Soul cannot feel any of these things. That means what? I am the subject, never the object. So whatever I have been killed, if at all, I have killed someone, I have been killed, well, all these things is nonsense. Because I am the self, I can neither I can kill someone, nor I can be killed. So what a beautiful idea. The moment when we understand, automatically, when we understand, when we get convinced, then we get fearlessness. Even, for an example, when I was small, when I was young, I was supposed to go to some villages or in the interior place where no one used to be there. So I used to feel dark. By seeing dark, I used to feel fear. But I was supposed to go there. There was no other way. I had to walk in that area. So when I used to have a fear, I used to repeat this sloka. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, nachainam kledayanti apena shosheti maruta. Literally, I've experienced this often chanting with myself loudly again and again and again. I was able to come out from the fear of darkness. Why? When I am the self, when I cannot be killed, then why to fear? Fear of death, fear of life, fear of XYZ, fear of something, fear of somebody. All these things we have got. So that completely this fear can be nullified by reading Bhagavad Gita. Kshetragnam chapimam viddi. You are kshetragna, not the kshetra. The kshetra is body. I am not the body and mind. Rather, the person who is residing in the body is me. That is what the self. And sarva kshetreshu bharat. And that God is staying in everywhere. He is omnipresent. See, both truths has been seen very clearly in Bhagavad Gita. And like for example, yesterday and day before, every day I do get some phone calls, or sometimes most of the time, sometimes people do come for counseling. Oh, Swamiji, I have got this problem, that problem, etc. Yes, it comes. It has come, no doubt, but it will go also. That's the second part we forget. The moment when I hear all that and I say, okay, it has come. Yes, I understand. I accept. You also better to accept. But at the same time, you should also understand. You should give auto-suggestion to your mind. The problem has come. Slowly, it will go away also. Even that idea itself will give so much solace to our mind, to our emotions, to our feelings. The problem has come and it will go away in a few hours, in a day, or in a two, or in a week, or in a month, or even in a year. It gives a positive assurance for all of us. Matra sparshasta kaunteya shitoshna sukha agamapaino nitya tanti tikshasva Bharata. Hey Bharata, O Arjuna, when the senses come into contact with sense objects, the duality is like Shita Ushna, that is heat and cold, Sukha Dukkha, sorrow and happiness, and etc. Agama Apayina, they come and they go. Therefore, Titikshasva forbear. Forbearance because of helplessness, forbearance by knowing the truth. Okay, these things are bound to come and go. That's okay. It is a universal law. The moment when you understand, you can get transcend. You can be transcended from all these worries. Problems may exist at the physical level, but at the mental level, it cannot drain out your energy. It cannot torment you. You will not be disturbed. You will not unnecessarily get stressed. Your sleep also doesn't get disturbed. Yeah, there are some problems. Okay, we'll handle it. So instead of the problems are handling us, by studying Bhagavad Gita, what will happen? There will be upside down. Instead of problems are handling me, I will start handling the problems. Okay, there's a problem. There's a solution. That means, okay, I will handle the problem. So this is what happens when we study Bhagavad Gita. One more is the like, Kutastva kashmalam idam vishame samupastitam anaryam ajustam asvargyam akirtikaram Arjuna. This is the and the next sloka, the second chapter, second and third sloka, is the essence of Bhagavad Gita according to Swami Vivekananda. Kutaha, from where? Kashmalamidam, such type of impurity, such type of wrong thinking. Kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupastitam. At this critical juncture, how did you get this dirt? How did you get this wrong feeling, wrong notion? Which is anaryam, which is not, anarya means which is not fit. It doesn't befit you. Why? Because arya means what? It is not a geographical notion. Rather, it is arya means nobleman. Anarya means for a nobleman, such type of idea cannot come. So if you are a nobleman, you are not, it doesn't befit you. Anaryam. And this idea, whatever you are speaking, that is probably it is with the, what do you say? Animal-natured people or weak-minded people or uncultured people. So if you are an Arya, if you are a cultured man, you cannot think like this. It doesn't befit Anaryam, Ajustam, Asvargyam. And this doesn't take you to heaven. This doesn't bring glory. It brings rather wrong name. You will be unnecessarily blamed. Akirti, your glory will be shattered. So, oh Arjuna, why are you thinking? Why are you having a stupid thinking? So this can be thought in deeper way. Many things we can do, but we feel, oh, I cannot do. That doesn't befit me. And I am the self, but I'm thinking body and mind, I'm suffering and struggling for no reason. So this idea, this particular sloka can be extended to many other realms, and we can discuss and we can get the solutions for our life and for many of our problems. So that's why one has to chant Bhagavad Gita, means one has to study Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita, when you get lot of solutions are possible, available there. Physical level, mental level, intellectual level, emotional level, ethical level, psychological level, spiritual level, individual level, cosmic level, all different levels. The problems at different levels can be handled beautifully, can be tackled and can be solved by studying Bhagavad Gita. And of course, implementation should be done, no doubt. Oh, I've studied Bhagavad Gita, Swamiji, but I'm not able to get over these problems. Why? Because by studying, we have to understand, we study, understand, and implement it, put into practice. Okay, so now you understand why the author is telling, why he has given importance to study Bhagavad Gita. Then the second is the worship of the Narayana. Here, Narayana is only symbolic. Any god, any supreme self you can say. You can take Jesus, you can take Allah, you can take Father in heaven, or you can take Rama, or Krishna, or Durga, Ramakrishna, Kali, Shiva, any other, Jehovah, any other god you can say. So, remember the Lord, be thankful to Him, And as much as possible, we should start practicing the presence of the Lord. So, like I am meditating morning and evening, I am trying to meditate for a long time, as much as possible. Then I am trying to practice the presence of the Lord in my heart. And slowly that can be extended in my day-to-day life in different walks of life, in during different time, even working situation or in between. Then whole day, my mind is thinking about God, about thinking about Supreme Self. So by thinking Supreme Self, I am avoiding unnecessary thinking about him or her, unnecessary thinking about the world and its objects, unnecessary thinking about XYZ, which is negative in nature or which pulls my mind down. So this meditation, it is a beautiful process which helps our mind to elevate, which helps to raise our consciousness, to raise our awareness from the level of senses to the level of divinity, from the level of flesh to the level of consciousness, to the level of divinity. So meditation is the great instrument or a means to reach the divinity, to experience the divinity, to experience the Supreme Self. That's why meditation is one of the very important things. Swami Vivekananda gives a lot of importance to meditation. And we can be the powerhouse of spirituality by through meditation, actually. Self-awakening can happen, and we can, by meditation, our mind gets quietened. So a lot of energy, loss of energy through distractions can be avoided. Concentration is achieved. The power of judgment is attained. And the emotional stability is achieved. And understanding things in a better way, in a real way, in a objective way is also achieved. So many things can be obtained by practicing meditation. And where you can practice Advaitic meditation or devotional meditation or a mindfulness or yoga nidra, pranayama, etc. I mean, while doing pranayama, one can practice different type of yogic meditation, I mean to say. So all these things you are doing, so you are concentrating your mind so that unnecessary wastage of energy will be lessened and many things can achieve. So that's why worship of Narayana is what? Meditating on the Narayana. And Vishnu Sahasranama is what? Here, chanting the Sahasranama of the Lord. So chanting different names of the Lord, by chanting what happens slowly, if you know Sanskrit, if you know the meaning of the word, every word, then what happens? You, knowingly or unknowingly, you will develop that qualities. Like God is all merciful. Oh God, you are all merciful. Oh God, you are all merciful. Telling and consciously meditating on that, we can imbibe that mercifulness or compassion in our heart also. That is the intention in chanting Sahasranamas. And the Sahasranamas, they're given by the saints. They are like mantras. They have got they have got a lot of spiritual power. So by chanting them, you are tapping yourself, you are tapping to the cosmic energy actually. Just like when we put our internet button on in our mobile, you will get connected to the internet and you will get so many messages, emails, etc. So similarly, we can tap to the cosmic self and we can draw the energy through chantings. Any chanting. Any sahasrama you can do, some prayers you can say, or any other singing, all these things. And apart from that, we are all emotional beings. We are all emotionally driven people strongly. But the emotions have a wonderful force, but it has to be properly tackled. So by practicing meditation, by singing songs, spiritual songs, I mean to say, or any classical music, even for that matter, classical singing and singing hymns, praising the Lord, all these things, what happens? It distills our mental purities. Mental purification happens. Not only that, emotional purification happens. It is like antivirus program. Antivirus program, what does it do? Either our mobile or our computer, our laptops will be secured by the viruses. So similarly, our mind will be protected by the unnecessary thinking, unnecessary thoughts. And not only that, it is like a nourishing energy liquid, we say, or protein enriched liquids, we say, or food. or iron enriched food, vitamins enriched food, so many types of food we do get. So similarly, spiritual enrichment is obtained by the prayers. Because meditation may be difficult for many of us, at least singing and listening to good music, it is very easy for all of us comparatively. So when we do that, what happens? Our mind gets calm, quietened, and not only that, it gets charged with a positive charge, spiritual charge, and it gets concentrated. So one side it is a like a detoxification or antivirus program, and it is also energy nourishment program. So the singing bhajans, or devotional singing, or listening to the good music, singing sahasranamas, singing the different songs from any religion, across religion, I wish to say. By doing that, our mind gets positively charged, spiritually charged, emotional maturity can be attained. And there's a very interesting story in this actually. In the southern part of India, there was a great saint or a acharya, spiritual teacher. His name is Ramanujacharya, who has given or who has popularized the qualified monism, that is Vishishtadvaita. There's a huge temple complex, we can say, in Srirangam actually. So there is Lord Narayana's temple is there, who is on the lying position, the Yoga Nidra position. It is a beautiful temple. Whoever has visited, you should, if you go to India and southern part of India, it is a beautiful temple with a good sculpture and with a lot of deities and beautiful, presence of God is there. You can visit. So there, once Ramacharya from his monastery, he was visiting the Sriranga temple. There at a particular designated place, there was a distribution of the prasad, distribution of the food, offered food. So people were supposed to come in a queue and they were supposed to take the prasad, offered food in the hand, basically in a particular leaf, like they used to make like a pocket, and they used to fill that and they used to give. So generally one or second, two bowls of prasad is given. But particularly one person is asking, he's demanding for more. Okay, instead of giving one or two, they thought, okay, he's probably required. They were giving one or two extra, but he was demanding still more. As a result, there was exchange of hot words, and then this Ramacharya observed that there is some problem is there, and there is some quarrel is going on. Then he sent a word to the officer, just to come and meet him. Then the officer comes with a respect, with folded hands, asks, Sir, Reverend Sir, or Reverend Swamiji, you called me. Kindly let me know what is the reason. Oh, there's some quarrel is going on, some exchange of hot words. What is the problem? Then he said, yes, often one person comes and he demands for more prasad. We give one or two packets extra, but still he wants more, which we cannot give. That's why there's an exchange of hot words. Then the Acharya, Ramacharya said, fine, you call that person who is creating trouble every day or almost every other day. Then the other fellow was called. Other fellow also came and he prostrated to the Acharya, because in India we prostrate to the seniors and monks. So following the cultural tradition, he did that, and with the folded hands he stood. Then Ramacharya said, what is this? Every other day you're coming and creating nonsense and creating disturbance here and quarreling for more and more prasad, it seems. Why are you doing this? Then this fellow said, Sir, please excuse me. I'm a poor Brahmin. I'm a poor person. I don't have any other means. And there are few children in my house. They are hunger, so I don't have any job. So this is the one of the means to feed my children. So it is not that I'm very greedy person or for no other reason, just I'm demanding. Just to feed my children, I am asking this. So please don't mind. Please understand my problem. Then Ramacharya said, fine. Why are you unemployed? He said, because I have tried quite a few places and I have not got a job. Okay. Then he said, okay, have you studied Vedas or anything so that we can give some work in the temple? Though he's a Brahmin, he's supposed to study Vedas, but unfortunately, for some reason, he had not studied. Then they asked, okay, some Agamas have you studied? He says, no. And there are some Tamil works, which generally from the Tamil works every day, they sing in front of the Lord. So he said, Ramacharya asked whether if you have studied some that Tamil work so that if you can sing in front of Lord as part of worship and service, at least we can appoint you and we can pay you something. He said, sorry, sir, no. Then he asked XYZ and all. Finally, Ramacharya got understood that this fellow is useless and he doesn't know anything else. He doesn't have any skills at all. But still, somehow Ramacharya wanted to help him. He said, out of the way he went and he said, he asked, okay, what do you know? You tell me. So based on that, at least let me try to find out what work we can be given to you. Then this fellow thought for quite a good amount of time and he said, sir, I know Vishnu Sahasranama. Then Ramacharya said, oh, fine, at least you know something. Okay, you tell me now, you chant few verses. Then he started, Om Vishvam Vishnur Vasatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhava. That's all. So he couldn't complete even one verse, one sloka completely. Ramacharya saw his side, and the fellow said, sorry, sir, even I'm not able to. I mean, only one verse I had long back, but now I'm not able to remember even that. So finally, he ended with the Bhutakrut. Bhutakrut, Brudbhavo, it comes. So Bhutakrut, he ended. Then Ramacharya said, oh, you know till Bhutakrut, fine. Why don't you chant every day Bhutakrut? Because that is one of the name of the Vishnu or Lord Narayana. Om Bhutakrutave Namaha, like that. By that, because God is all powerful, that means he looks after the entire world. The meaning of one of the meaning of that particular word is he looks after entire world. He takes care of the entire world. So when he's taking care of entire world, he will take care of you also. So kindly repeat every day as much as possible this particular name Bhutakrut. Om Bhutakrutave Namaha, Om Bhutakrutaya Namaha, whatever he had said. He said, yes, sir, and Ramacharya left, and this poor fellow also, whatever the prasad, food offering he received, he took and he went to the house. After a few days, when Ramacharya again he visited the temple, he called the officer and he asked, so how is the things going on? He said, sir, everything is going on by your blessings, everything is okay. Then Ramacharya asked, what about that person who is to come and ask for extra prasad, food offering? Then said, sir, very interestingly, after your guidance to him, he's not coming. Fine. Oh, okay. That's okay. But at the same time, the officer said, sir, there's one more, but there's one problem. What is the problem? When we offer to the Lord Narayana, a good amount of prasad is getting missed because no one is stealing it. No one is taking, but still some good amount of prasad is getting missed. So we are unable to understand what is the reason, what is the cause, and how is it happening. It is beyond our logic, beyond our comprehension. Comprehension. Then Ramacharya took aback and he said, because theft cannot happen there and all good security is there, etc., etc. Why? So he said, okay, good, give me some time, let me think and come back. Then that same day or next day, the Ramacharya was going outskirts of the Srirangam to bless someone or on some work. While going, suddenly one fellow came and he prostrated. Then Ramacharya asked, oh, my dear, how are you? Who are you? Then the fellow said, sir, a few months before you blessed me, and I am that same person who illiterate or I don't know nothing, and by your blessings, I am doing well, sir. Ramacharya, then he remembered all that whole episode and he said, oh, okay, where are you now? He said, sir, I'm living in such and such a place. Fine. What about your food and what about your livelihood now? Sir, with your grace, with your blessings, I am doing japa every day as much as possible of that Lord's name, Bhutakrutave Namaha. Interestingly, one fellow, young fellow from temple, every day is coming and he is giving a good amount of prasad for me so that our whole family is able to fill our dummies, fill our stomachs from that. And so that's how we are living our livelihood. Thanks for your blessings, sir. Then Ramacharya took aback and said, okay, someone is coming from the temple, you said? He said, yes, sir. Okay, what is his name? Sir, I don't know, but he's a boy, but when a boy or adolescent boy. So when I asked him, he said, I think his name is Sriranga. Then is he coming every day? Yes, sir. Did you know him before? No, sir. Then slowly this Ramacharya understood because of his sincere devotion, this Bhuta Krutavenama, while chanting, because of that chanting, Lord Narayana himself, in the form of adolescent boy, he is bringing the prasad and he is feeding him. That's why the good amount of prasad is getting missed in the temple. So now the Ramacharya understood, the tears started rolling down on that Acharya saint, that how this fellow is blessed, because by chanting the Lord's name, Lord himself is coming and feeding. So like the so many stories we can are associated in the Sahasranamas or in the God's name or the different names. So when we know this and when we chant the name of the God, so we get solace and we get blessings and we get a lot of courage and strength, spiritual strength, all these things. That's why emotional maturity is taken care. And I'm alone. Who else is there for me to take care? So many types of this type of psychosomatic problems or existential problems we do get. So by having a spiritual practices or constructive habits, positive habits, all these things can be taken care. Emotional maturity is taken care by repeating the Lord's name or by meditation or by singing his glories and etc. The third is, now by doing meditation, by singing and by study and all, we can raise our minds. Many times some devotees say, oh Swamiji, when we are hearing your lectures, everything is fine. But afterwards, again, we go back. I mean, our mind goes back to pavilion. So it is the nature of every one of us. So how to control that? That's the reason having a holy company, satsanga. Sat means what? Good, righteous, existence. So having a company of one's own self, that is about the self, having a good thoughts, holy thoughts with ourselves. It is not possible every time for us. Then seeking the good company, seeking the holy people's company, seeking the good people's company is very, very important. When we seek and when we have that holy company or good company, then what happens? These good thoughts, positive habits, positive thoughts, spiritual thoughts can be retained, can be maintained. And also, show me your friend, I will tell that who are you. So in which company, in what type of people's company I am there, it defines my character, it defines my personality. It helps to mold my thinking or personality, isn't it? So when we are having a holy company, when we are having a good company, then what happens? Slowly, our thoughts become much better. Our inspiration gets retained. Our understanding becomes finer. And so many things is possible. That's why having a good company, seeking good company or holy company, and maintain having that, it maintains our spirit. It helps to have a right thinking, what do you say, samyak drushti, right attitude, right perception, right thinking is very, very important. And maintaining it is much more difficult and important. For that, the seeking the company is always good. Why? Because it helps us to inspire our vision. We'll have a refined thinking and we'll have a refinement in our character, in our personality. And it helps us to keep our enthusiasm, positivity always, and live to the highest ideals possible. So all these things are possible from the seeking the holy company. Now I'm having a seeking a holy company, fine, and I'm doing a meditation and I'm doing some spiritual practices and studies and all. There can be spiritual pride. Oh, I am the greatest devotee. I'm a great spiritual personality. I'm the great with Pandit, a learned person in Vedas or Upanishads or whatever. Spiritual pride, different prides. Pride can come from wealth. Pride can come from my materialistic accomplishments. Pride can come from my spiritual practice also. So to lessen it, to reduce it, one should be humble enough. The one of the ways what serving the needy. So going to some hospitals or any other places and serving the needy can make our ego in the low profile, it will make us in a low profile, and it will try to crush our ego and will be humble natured person. When we are humble, all the good qualities will come and stored there. And God loves that humbleness. And not only that, and serving the needy, what happens? Now, by through meditation, through singing, and through studies and all, I am trying to experience the Lord in my heart. No, by this service, it is not helping the people, it is serving the people. By serving the people, I am trying to practice the presence of the Lord, presence of the God, or Supreme Self in every being, in animal, in a bird, or in a human, or in beings, or a deceased, or whatever. This is what the real worship, and this is the highest form of worship, as Swami Vivekananda says. Serving the people. It is not helping people. Helping is involved in there, no doubt, but serving is higher aptitude. So I'm helping means what a sense of pride and ego can be there, but when I'm serving, I am humble. With humbleness, I am serving the people, serving the needy, because he or she is a representative of the God. The God resides in him, God resides in her, God resides in an animal. By serving them, what happens? I am worshipping the God. So practicing the presence of the Lord in every being is achieved by what do you say? This service. So fellow feeling, and to practice compassion, to practice divinity, to practice God everywhere. All, I mean, this service will help. And not only that, healthy society can be taken care. Now, say for an example, I've got 100 euros. I need some money to for my livelihood. If I can give 10 euros for someone, it will help. So like this, what happens? Slowly, slowly, we are helping the poor, we are helping the needy, and a society grows, society's level gets raised, and the poverty is reduced probably. And the disease and other things also can be reduced to the certain extent. So it will be healthy society, and any healthy society means we should have a feeling for fellow beings, and we should help each other, we should love each other, we should serve each other. That's why ignoring others' feeling, ignoring others, and just meditating cannot be the religious life or spiritual life. No, it is not at all encouraged by any saint, any real saint or a prophet or any incarnation. So feeling for others. Swami Vivekananda says again and again, feeling for others. Now, in the last four stanzas is been told, I mean, is considered that this is the concluding message given by the author himself. Now, for example, when we are having discussions and debates and after a lot of discussions, then finally the chairperson says, okay, we have done, we have discussed, everyone has expressed their views. Okay, let me conclude our discussion. And he will conclude in few sentences. Isn't it? So here, now 14 verses has been given by the different authors, that is, who are the disciples of Shankaracharya. Now Shankaracharya is saying that, well, you have told all of you. Now let me conclude this topic by briefing by briefing. So last from 28th onwards, four slokas are what do you say? The slokas which are the part of conclusion. Let me try to see or discuss in the next class. So very interesting, probably in the next class, or one or two are the maximum. So this Moha Mudgara, Bhajagovindam will be finished. And let me think what next, what topic we can discuss. And the viewers, online and the offline listeners, whoever is there, if you wish, if you have got any particular subject, you may ping me, or you can put in the comments box. Then based on the people's interest and feedbacks, let me see. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.